What's up? This is Metal Nate, and I'm here with Vigil from The Ghost Inside. How are you doing today?
Doing great.
And how's this tour going for you guys?
It's insane, man. Parkway Drive is massive, and the best dudes we've ever toured with, and took us out, and the shows have been huge. Just real fun.
And you guys play right before them, or?
We play right before Set Your Goals. It's the Warriors, The Ghost Inside, Set Your Goals, Parkway Drive.
Okay. How has that worked, playing right before Set Your Goals? Just because it seems like they're the odd man out as far as by sound. Is that worked out a little strange at all for you guys, or is it good?
I guess it doesn't really affect us too much. It more affects them, following.
You guys are a hard act to follow. I'll put it that way.
Well, following the Warriors and then us, two aggressive bands, and then being a pop punk band. I guess it's harder for them. Doesn't really affect us.
Okay.
We fit more with Parkway Drive than they do, so it doesn't. Like I said, it doesn't get into us.
And Returners came out in June of 2010.
Yep.
How long was it before fans were singing along, just like they were with Fury and the Fallen Ones?
Well, Fury and the Fallen Ones took a while for people to actually get into it. Like, we had that record out for about a year before people started like singing along and stuff. But Returners was pretty instant. Like, we put the songs online, like we put Between the Lines and like Chrono up before the record even came out. Like, people were singing along like crazy, and we put the Unspoken video up, and it was good. It was good times. But yeah, it didn't take very long.
Can we expect to hear Faith and Forgiveness still during the set?
Yeah, we still play old stuff.
Oh, fantastic.
All the songs that people want to hear.
What song were you wondering about, Mike?
Shiner.
Shiner. We're not playing it tonight, but
That's one of my faves.
we might have to now since it's one of his faves. So we'll figure it out.
Okay, that would be cool. And what does the name Returners signify as far as that album?
Returners. Well, after we put out Fear of the Fallen Ones, we were on tour for 2.5 years straight, like nonstop. So, being on the road all the time, I'd come home or just places that I was familiar with, and I noticed all these changes that took place when I wasn't around. I could come home and there'd be different buildings and places that there was, a dirt lot when I left, and there was, friends who weren't friends with each other anymore, and I didn't even know about it, and some of my family members moved away, and just the differences that take place when you go away for a while and come back, and you expect in your mind it to be a certain way, but then you come back and it's completely different. That's what Returners is about, because we return to places throughout the entire world, expecting something and having it be different. So.
Okay. And is that then is that the major theme of the album lyrically? What influenced that? Is it just your time on tour?
Yeah, I think just being on the road, just touring nonstop, got me thinking about that kind of stuff a lot. Not all the lyrics are kind of tied to that, but I would say a majority of them are definitely about just changes in life, in my life in particular. So. Is
it hard? Has it been hard for the band touring so often? Is it something that you can see happen? Like, you see The Ghost Inside continuing to tour as heavily as you have in the future?
Yeah, I think we're gonna not let up. We all love it, and we all have a good time, and it's definitely paying off. Like, the band's definitely grown exponentially by touring and playing shows all the time. So we're not complaining by any means, but just going home is kind of different now.
Yeah.
When more feels like the road is our home, and when we go home, it's kind of somewhere we're just visiting. So. That's the only difference.
And what has been the highlight thus far in your career with The Ghost Inside?
Just touring over the world.
Is there any specific show or moment where you just said, "Wow, we've really made it"?
Probably, I don't know. We just recently went to Japan, and I never, in a million years, thought I'd be going to Japan to play a show.
And are you going? You're heading back there soon, aren't you?
Not soon. We just went back there. We just went there with Comeback Kid last month. But we have plans to go back. We're not there yet. I know we have. We're going to South Africa in a couple of months, and
I've been there. It's pretty great.
Yeah, I'm stoked. And being in Australia, we toured with Parkway Drive in Australia, and they're very, very big there. We played a show for 6,000 people, and that was mind-blowing, Just the stuff that you never think about starting a band. You always be like, oh, it'd be cool to be able to play a show outside of, where we live. And now it's like we've toured the world and been able to play for so many people. And, like, people who can't even speak English will come up to me and tell me how much my lyrics mean to them or something, and it's like, it's really just mind-blowing. There's just no other word for it.
Fair enough. And what has been the most fun tour for you guys? Was it the Australia one then with Parkway Drive?
That's definitely the biggest tour. The most fun we've had on a tour? I don't know, probably on a headline tour. We did a headline tour in America, and then we went straight to Europe to headline. And those tours were pretty fun because when you're the headlining band, you kind of have a little more lenience to do with whatever you want with your shows and, you know, your set. And I don't know, it's a lot more pressure show-wise, but a lot less worry not show-wise. You know, does that make sense? Like,
yeah. Being
in a city, like you're headlining, you could just leave and go see a city for a couple hours and come back before you play. Like when you're in the middle of the slot, you kind of gotta like, okay, I play in like 2 hours. I can't really do anything.
You gotta set up and break down.
Exactly. But I don't know. It just depends if we're in a city or a place where there's something to do. You know, on this tour we stayed at a hotel in Missouri that had a water park built into the hotel. That was pretty cool.
But sweet.
Yeah, I don't think one tour in particular stands out other than just certain places we've stayed or certain places we've been to be able to do cool things. I don't know.
Is there like a worse tour scenario?
Worst tour scenario. Just being sick on tour sucks. And luckily, about 3 days ago we played Toronto, Canada, and I ate pizza after we played, and then I went to bed. We had to drive overnight to Montreal, and I woke up and I just had to throw up. So I threw up like 5 times that night, and then a couple times that day, and had to play in Montreal to like 2,000 people, and I was like, my stomach hurt, and like, I don't know, just things like that. Like,
I can't really help your throat either.
No, definitely didn't. But just being sick on the road is like the absolute worst thing, like the absolute worst. And
do you have any plans in the works for tours in May? Are you doing a U.S. tour again?
Well, after this tour, we're going out with Census Fail and Man Overboard.
Okay, that's what I thought. Yeah.
And then after that, we're going to Europe with Comeback Kid and Gravemaker, and that's April, May. So after May, in May we're going to South Africa, like I said. Then Sweet. After South Africa, we're gonna go home for a couple weeks and then go to Europe to do European festivals.
How did the South Africa dates happen? Is that much draw?
I'm not really sure. Our manager kind of just was like, "Hey, I got this offer to play South Africa. Do you guys want to go?" And we're like, "Yeah, sure."
And the venues like pay you to like for your transportation or whatever?
Yeah, I think the way like places like that work is they kind of just fly you out and get you around and feed you. They don't really pay you, you know. Like they'll fly you out. It's pretty much breaking even, you know.
Yeah, you need
like,
sell merch.
Yeah, they like fly you out and then they play. You know, they get you show to show and stuff like that. So it's gonna be cool.
Yeah.
Is metal big out there?
I've no idea. I have no idea how we're gonna do out there. We got a couple. We haven't even announced the tour yet, but there's been a bunch of kids that have like hit us up about coming out. So.
Okay.
Hopefully,
so you're officially announcing it then?
Yeah, I mean, even if their shows suck, I don't care. I'm going to South Africa.
No, it's gonna be. I'm sure it's gonna be a blast. And what goals do you have for the Ghost Inside for the rest of 2011? Because now a couple months in.
Just more progression. I mean, just climbing that ladder, getting able to reach more and more people. You know, getting bigger and bigger audiences. We're gonna write a new record in the fall. So.
Oh, okay.
Just.
I wasn't supposed to ask you about that.
No. We get asked about the new record. It's not about anything. But yeah, we're just gonna be writing.
So continuing the 2 year like tour albums.
Yeah, pretty much.
Okay, cool.
Pretty much.
I won't delve any further than that. I know. If you couldn't play music for a living, what would you be doing right now?
Be at home playing Xbox or something. I don't know.
Nothing wrong with that.
I'd be doing nothing. This is all I've ever wanted to do, and be able to like, you know, have some sort of stability in life, like to be able to, you know, we don't have to work when we go home, and we're able to, you know, be on the road so much. It's awesome. It really is a dream come true to be able to tour the world. It's all I've ever wanted. So.
Okay, and Mike had a question.
It's stupid. Bear versus shark. Who wins?
Shark, always.
Okay, bear versus shark. Shark wins. Okay.
Yep.
And
Absolutely.
just one last question then. What do you listen to when you're on the road? Because I know you're touring with hardcore metal bands.
Yeah.
You're playing hardcore metal. Is that what you listen to, or do you listen to other stuff?
No way. I listened to a lot when I was, getting into music, like getting into like underground, like hardcore metal scene. I listened to a lot of that stuff. But I'm older now, and I'm not that I don't listen to hardcore bands. 'Cause I definitely love hardcore still, but it's just not on my number one things to play. I listen to a lot more mellow stuff, a lot of singing stuff, like bands like the Spill Canvas or Starting Line, or like punk bands like NoFX, things like that. Like, not as aggressive stuff, because I'm surrounded by aggressive music all day. So it's like when I'm driving or when I'm going to bed, I want to listen to stuff that's not as aggressive.
Anything that might be considered a guilty pleasure, or like surprise fans like Lady Gaga or something?
Yeah, we all love a lot of dance music. We love Lady Gaga, a lot of Gaga, Kesha, Katy Perry, stuff like that.
Any chance of seeing a Kesha or Katy Perry cover from The Ghost Inside on the next album?
Probably not, but it's you never know.
It's an idea?
Yeah, could happen, but probably not.
Darn. Okay, well, thank you very much for taking the time to talk to us today.
No problem.
Appreciate it.
Take care.